What's up everybody? Joe D'Agostino again, coming to you with another vlog video. Excuse me. It's a little crazy today. It's snowing outside, so I'm trying to use what available light I have left to squeeze in a quick vlog. Different topic than usual today. I usually speak about medium format film. Those of you who subscribe to my channel know that I am predominantly a Fujifilm shooter. I own a GFX and a lot of their X series cameras, which I find amazing. And I love my GFX right here. But this is the reason that led me down this path of what I'm going to talk to you about today. I also shoot Nikon. I shoot a Nikon D5, and up until about a week ago, I shot a D810 partnered with that. The D810 is gone, and my reasoning for selling that camera off was I am very unhappy with the low light focusing ability of that camera. It just wasn't fitting my needs anymore. 36 megapixels. I didn't care about the resolution. It was a great camera. The dynamic range is amazing on that camera. But I try to get it right as close as I can in camera, where I'm not really pulling that much shadow or highlight detail to begin with. So, not saying that the dynamic range is not great to have, but it was kind of wasted on me somewhat. Just with the way I shoot. I'm not saying that everybody has to go down the same road, but regardless, I sold that camera off and I picked up what I'm filming with now, and that is the Canon EOSR or EOS R, depending on, I guess, wherever you are in the world pronouncing it. But it's their, Canon mirrorless, full frame mirrorless. And so far, I have been blown away by this camera. The reasons why I switched over to buy this camera. I'm not brand loyal. I'm not, everything has to be Nikon, everything has to be Fuji, Canon, Pentax. I don't really care. I've said it before. I use the tools that best fit the job that I'm trying to do, or the creative control I'm trying to get to. I don't, the short end of it is, without explaining like crazy, I used to shoot Canon. I left Canon. I wasn't happy with the Mark III. I didn't like the noise and the ISO performance of that camera. I've been editing Mark IV files for quite some time. My partner that I shoot with in my business has dual Canons that he shoots with, and the Mark IV files are amazing. But why did I buy the EOS R, the mirrorless? First of all, I love mirrorless. And what I love to do on mirrorless cameras, and I love to adapt lenses, whether it be older lenses or newer lenses. Now, in the case of the GFX, I used to adapt a lot of manual glass, phenomenal glass, and I still do. But I really have fallen in love with the look of the Canon 85 1.2L version 2 lens on the GFX, as well as the 135 f2. I have that lens right now on my GFX, and with the TechArt adapter, TechArt AF adapter. So now, what am I getting? I'm getting an 85mm f1.2 on a GFX with autofocus, the TechArt adapter, which I will do an in-depth vlog about that as well, and maybe a blog posting as well on my website. But you have full facial tracking, you have IAF. The only thing you don't have is continuous autofocus, but let's face it, this is a GFX, it's not a sports camera. I understand that there is an application for continuous autofocus, but that's a topic for another video. This video here is about the camera that I'm filming on. Right now, this is 4K on the EOS, and I get that that's a big heated debate as well. I'm using the little cheapie. I think it's a $1.79 40 millimeter pancake 2.8. So this is what it looks like. 4K at I think 29.5 frames a second, I believe it is. But so why did I get it? I got it because I have all this beautiful L glass, and I'm using it on a camera that it's really not made for, but it covers the sensor. So I said, okay, why not have a second body that this glass is really for? So I love mirrorless. I love the benefits that it offers. I could have bought a Nikon, but I really do love L glass more so than I love Nikon lenses. I mean, the 58 millimeter for Nikon is a beautiful lens, but the 51.2 is phenomenal on the Canon. The 85 is the best 85 out there. Sorry, it is. And the 135 f2 is amazing. I know Sigma has their 1.8, and that's amazing too, but there's aspects of that lens that I'm not really too keen on. To me, it's too clinical. I like a lens that I can work with, and the flare and the way that Canon glass renders images, I can work with that glass in a way that artistically I can see what I'm trying to achieve a lot better with flare and to introduce light a certain way. So I figured, why not look at the Canon EOSR? Now I know that it has limitations, and people will really hound on that, and I'll get into that right away because I'd rather end on a positive than end on a negative. Multifunction bar, people don't get it. Up at the top right near where your joystick is supposed to be. You know what? I'm not even using it. I was trying to use it for ISO, where I can swipe to adjust ISO values. I can do a left tap for auto ISO, and I can do a right tap to immediately go to 100 ISO. But it was more trouble than it was worth, because you have to disengage it, or it's active all the time, or I have to hit a second button to disengage it. So what do I have it set up for right now? I have it set up for right now if I'm using manual glass, where if I tap it, it'll zoom in. And if I go to the right, it'll offer me a focusing guide, which is there are actually two little white indicators that cross each other, and when they land up, they turn green, and that lets you know you're in autofocus, that you're exact. So it's a nice feature when it comes to autofocusing manual glass. The Canon, the EOS has the best method I've ever seen. It has peaking, but like I said, it has these white indicators to tell you if you're too far over or left or right, and as you get close, it locks and it turns green, and it'll still facial track. Obviously, it's not auto-focusing, but it'll follow, and when you do it, it knows. It goes for the points. So that's a really nice thing. So the multifunction bar, I'm just not even using it. I don't need it. Joystick, I don't need it. You can designate the area on the screen to where you want your joystick to act, and it's a basic thumb drag. And if I'm up to my eye and holding the camera, I have this right here, and I can just trace around my finger, and it'll follow the whole screen. Not a problem at all. Customization buttons, some people say it's too much. The only negative that I'm having right now is I'm learning a new system again. Like I said, I used to shoot the Mark III. The symbols are the same. Obviously, AF and, single shot and servo and all the Canon terminology. I'm just learning it again, and I'm setting the camera up the way that I like it, but I've been out on one shoot with it already, and it was fine. There was no hesitation. I scored great images. I've been shooting it for personal use since then every day, and I'm not having a problem with it. It's just me learning how to access things quickly, which you can do, but I just have to learn the steps to do it. One card slot. Okay, yeah, I'm a big proponent of having 2 card slots in a professional camera. This isn't really a professional camera, as I think that they say it's more enthusiast. But can you use it professionally? Sure. It's got that awesome sensor. It's got the new processor over the Mark IV. Autofocus is amazing. But yes, it does have 1 card slot. What you can do, not that I'm saying that this is even the best option available to you, is you can Bluetooth set up your phone and Wi-Fi setup and the transfers. And I will tell you that I have played with it, and it transfers really quick. So shot on the phone, shot on the phone. I mean, it's not like Fuji transferring. And forget trying to transfer a GFX file from the Fuji app. It's a nightmare. It's like half hour to transfer a file. But we're talking full res images, full size images if you would like, JPEGs. I think it'll transfer raw too. I don't know too much about it. I don't want to give you the wrong info. But I do know take a picture, goes right to the camera. It's fast. So it's an option. But now you got to carry your camera around with you and hope your battery doesn't die. And I'm sure that hooking your Wi-Fi up on your EOSR is going to drain battery quickly. So I don't know. I haven't had a problem with battery life using the camera regularly, just shooting normally. It's been amazing. So I guess negatives, I guess that's your negatives. Beyond that, if that's a big deal to you, okay, crop, the 4K crop. People, I'm on 4K right now. I'm on a 40mm lens, 4K cropped. I don't know, move your tripod further back, stand further back, get a wide angle lens. People are using the EFS, yeah, I don't know. The crop sensor glass, the 10-18, I guess, is the vlogger's dream lens for this 4K crop. Maybe software will come out where they'll change it. I don't really care. I'm not like a video guy. Obviously, look at my videos. You know, I just try to. I'm really kind of off the. This is the first time I'm actually writing things down to try to remember them. Usually, I'm right off the rip and I'm just going off. But you guys know that if you follow my stuff. All right, let's get into some of the positives. This camera has a lot of positives. I told you why I bought it. I told you I sold the D810 because of the horrible low light focusing. This camera, -6 EV on low light focusing, is a beast in the dark. It grabs, it just locks on. I was out when I was on my shoot and it was dark. It was like 7:15 right now, wintertime in New Jersey. It gets really dark. Sun was setting, we were getting rain. And my buddy had his 5D out, and we were trying to do an off-camera flash shot with a speed light and a softbox. And he had his commander on the top of his camera on his Mark IV, and he just couldn't get it. He could not get the focus. It would not lock. He kept trying. At one point, I had to have my cell phone up to the couple just to highlight some of their face so he could achieve focus lock, and then I'd move it. And oh God. I put the commander, we were using a Godox. I put the Godox commander on the top of my camera. Basically had the same settings. I was a little bit lower on my ISO because I had the 85 on and I was shooting kind of wide open with it. But beep, clicked, locked it, took the shot over and over again. Never missed a beat, just locked on. The camera can see in the dark. It is amazing. And I'm really happy with that. I'm not going to get into the specs of the sensor and the ISO capabilities and stuff. You guys can read about that. There's samples. Listen, it's a very state-of-the-art camera that just came out. ISO is going to be comparable, if not better, to everything else that's out there right now. It looks good. Okay, I'm not having any issues with it. Excuse me. Ooh, talking too much. So yeah, I talked about the low light focusing. Sorry, I just got off of work. Low light focusing was amazing. The adapter. I don't have any native glass for it right now. I plan on maybe getting a 35 1.8, maybe the 50 1.2 down the road, but it's very expensive. But adapted glass with the Canon adapter, which you can buy. Now, you can get a regular smart adapter. You can get a smart adapter with the control ring or the smart adapter with the neutral density filters. I just have the control ring. $199. First of all, that's pretty cheap for a smart adapter when you start considering TechArt, Metabones, and every other third market party adapter. And this is a native adapter. It is made by Canon, so it works flawless. And when I say it works flawless, I have no idea how great the native glass functions and how quick it locks focus, but if it does as good as this, or better, then that's astonishing, because native, your Canon EF glass on this camera with this adapter is phenomenal. I couldn't even tell you if it wasn't. I guess you can't say it's native because it's all Canon gear, but it isn't the correct system. Okay, the new RF mount is the new mount. This is the EF glass on an RF, EF to RF mount adapter. It's phenomenal. It works perfect. There's no hang-ups, nothing to worry about. Full adaptability, facial track, IAF, all this other stuff. Not a problem. And IAF works very good on this. Right now I'm doing facial tracking, but IAF for stills, I don't know what people are talking about. Oh, you can't compare it to Sony's IAF. I've had Sony cameras. They're amazing. They are. I don't like them, but they're amazing. They're just too computerish to me. I'm not saying anything bad about Sony. Sony makes a nice camera. They definitely have their applications. They definitely have a nice autofocus system. But if they have a great AF for iFocus, so does this. This is amazing. So no problem with adaptability. Another great reason why I got this camera is vlogs. Right now I'm using the flip out screen. I don't need an external monitor. I have facial tracking. Tried to do vlogs on my X-T2. Pretty good. Okay. You know, Nikon, forget about it. Might as well take the camera, throw it out the window, because the thing would just hunt like crazy, back and forth. Could never achieve any kind of focus. I'd have to be on manual focus. And that's all well and good, but when you're doing these things by yourself and you don't have a man standing behind the camera helping you out, you're kind of like wondering if you got it or not. And here I am moving around, talking to you, hands in front, showing you products, and I can see the white square around my face and it hasn't moved yet. So no need for an external monitor. The Canon dual pixel AF system is phenomenal. So again, just my first impressions of this camera. It seems to be getting a bad rap by people that I think are just looking at the camera and looking at the specs and maybe handled it for, you know, a day, or maybe not even that, maybe an hour, or maybe saw it at a trade show. And, oh, what were they thinking? They're on the right track. Do I think it's pro-ready? Yeah, it's pro-ready, but I think certain things would appeal more to pros, dual card slots and whatnot, maybe the larger 4K file, without the crop. But you're not going to be hindered at all if you take this thing out and you're using it for pro work. I mean, like I said, the AF system on this camera is phenomenal. And I'll show you some examples of that to follow. But real quick, my first impressions of the camera. It's not that big. It's kind of small. It's about the size of a Fuji X series camera, like an X-T2, or especially the the XH1. It's about the same size as that. And I know a couple other vloggers have spoken about that, but build quality is astonishing. I mean, this thing is rock solid. It's beautiful. But I'll show you some examples. I don't want to go on and on. First impressions of the camera are phenomenal. Don't let the naysayers tell you that it's garbage. It's a piece of crap camera. It isn't. This is the future of where things are going. And if it is, you guys are in for a real treat, because this thing is a beast, man. It is a beast of a camera. I shot it, engagement photos, just last weekend. The day after I got it. Didn't really have anything set up, but the way I have it set up now is I have the control ring set as aperture. You don't have to, but I like it there. It's kind of old school. It's right on the lens, kind of. I have my rear upper dial as ISO. Front dial shutter speed. All my AF points are there if I need them by hitting the Q menu, and it's all touchscreen. Everything on the camera is touchscreen. Everything on the menu. It's not like, well, you got to use the tracking wheel to access the menu, but you can hit the touchscreen. No, the whole camera touchscreen. This little point here, there, all the little menu things that are along the side. So, on the one side, you'll have up top, when you're looking through the viewfinder, you'll have your AF, single shot servo, all this stuff down here, ISO. You can tap on all that stuff if you're using it with the external LCD screen. and just access anything you want. If you're not, you can hit the multifunction button up top and it'll access everything down low, almost kind of like a Sony menu on the bottom, and you can do everything with it just works, guys. It just works good. It takes some getting used to, but if you do, you're gonna love it. Give it a chance, or don't. I don't care. It may not be the best camera for you and your application, but I just figured I'd just put my 2 cents on it because it's the hot topic right now in the camera world. The new Nikon Z and the EOSR or EOS. But stay tuned. Check out the blog. Check out the Instagram, Joe Photo. No, is that my name? Joe D'Agostino Photo on Instagram. Give it a like. Check out some work. I always describe what I'm shooting with, and I always tell you what the specs are. And I shoot everything from landscapes to landscapes, portraits, weddings, daily life, street photography. I shoot it all. Check out the blog, check out the Instagram, subscribe here, hit the button down there. And that's my cue because my dogs are barking, but I'll leave you with some photos. Have a good one, guys. Thank you. See you.